just kind of, looking back over the season, what are the emotions now that you kind of processed I guess, 4 months of the past season?
Yeah, I think it's something that I'm really proud of for individually. What I've done here at Quinnipiac, and obviously it wasn't the ending that I would have liked for us this season and seasons in the past. But I think one thing I can live with the results, because I know I put everything into it and I did everything I could myself, and I think I really tried my best to lead this team forward. And I think going into next season for the group, they'll be better for the experience we had this year, and that's something that I'll really be proud of and take away. And obviously some of my individual performance, I think a lot of setbacks this off season and different things personally that I had to deal with, and I think just overcoming that is something that I'm really proud of, and different ups and downs throughout my career, just to know that I've still been able to back it up and show up every day and get the job done at times. Is something that I carry with me for the rest of my life, I think.
Definitely. The team was particularly young this year. I mean, you had, I believe you were the only upperclassman starter, unless Savion's technically considered an upperclassman. You were the only one, at least that had been around the program for as long as you had been. Did you feel that extra responsibility throughout the season to lead the team forward?
I mean, yeah, I think I took it upon myself to really lead the team and share my experience, because I've been there before, and I've seen a lot of different situations and experiences with personalities on the team. And I think it was important for me to keep this group connected, and there'll be a lot of ups and downs, especially with a new team and a limited off season. But I think we got better as the season went on, and we were playing some really good basketball towards the end. And I mean, I feel we were good enough to compete, and obviously our last game, we didn't show that, but I think that's what it takes to be great. A great team is someone that can do it every single game, and we didn't find that consistency this year, but it's definitely something for the program to build off the way we handled it. And
yeah,
and I think just being a young guy, I've been there myself, and I know you can't take too much from every game. You got to learn and move on, and I think that's something I tried to instill in our group, and just have positive body language and commitment myself the whole time when things weren't going my way or we were struggling. I think I got to lead by example and be the most positive in the room. And I think if they see that I'm struggling but I'm still positive and moving forward, then they can follow suit.
Sure. How about this list of names though? Chase Daniels, Cam Young, Rich Kelly, and now Jacob Rigoni, all 1,000-point scorers that have been on this team the past 4 years. Is it kind of like a starstruck moment, or did you expect to hit that 1,000-point mark at any point in your career and follow the suits of those Quinnipiac legends?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot to you look at in the stands and all the great players that have come before me here, and that's something I'm really grateful to put on the uniform and be a part of this school. And obviously I got to play with all three of those guys, and we had a lot of great times together on and off the floor. And I think, just having that achievement is a reflection of all of our hard work, and they did. All those guys had a really important part in my career, and just accepting me, especially that first year here. I think coming from Australia is a tough move, and that they really embraced me from the start and believed in me and thought I could help this team win. So that's something I probably remember from that group the most. And yeah, I am proud to be in that club.
Definitely. What was I didn't get a chance to sit down and ask you specifically what it was like when you hit that 1,000-point mark. I might have asked you in the press conference, how the game was, but in that moment, if you can think back to that, there's no one in the stands. You likely wish that things were different, but you hit that free throw to hit 1,000 points. Did you feel that? Did you feel like you deserved a moment of recognition, or is that a play on situation, we're in the middle of the game?
I think we're just in the middle of the game, and then I think we had a timeout and they put it on the scoreboard, and then I realized I had got the 1,000. But I think, yeah, obviously it would have been nice to have some people there and my family and all that, but in those moments, that's something I'm not so much exactly proud of it myself, but I'm really proud that the Rigoni name will be in the stands as well, and that I'm leaving a legacy here if this was my last year. And I'm just really thankful for my family and feel like I'm kind of flying the flag for them, and they've done so much for me to get here, and they made so many sacrifices, and um, they've, yeah, my parents had it pretty tough before I was born, so it means a lot for me to sort of come here, and I feel like I've achieved something with my sporting.
Def-
I wouldn't be able to do that without them or my sister.
Definitely. So then let's go back to Jacob Rigoni from high school in Australia. I read an article. I can't remember the exact quote. Actually, no, I have it right here. Baker said of you, leadership starts with doing the right thing. And he, meaning you, does that from day one. He has brought that leadership. He may not be vocal in the locker room yet, but he does things the right way. Do you feel like you lived up to that expectation of Baker when you were a first year? Do you wish that there was maybe something different?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the approach that I had coming in. Obviously, being a young guy and new to the group, you're not going to be the most vocal and be instructing guys around. But I think when I came in here, the way I went about it every day is showing up early, getting in a lot of extra work, and bringing it every day in practice. It's a long grind, a big preseason, and I think it can be easy to get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. But that was something I really focused on, was bringing the energy every day and competing. And I think I helped influence the culture of getting better and wanting to be in the gym and putting in that extra work. It probably took me a year or two of myself just doing it every single day, and then seeing other guys rub off on other guys and they want to do the same thing. And then something I'm proud of the last year and a bit is probably bringing guys along and being more of a vocal leader and holding guys accountable. Because I think at times I'm maybe more of a quiet guy sometimes, but I think I really stepped out of my shell and embraced that leadership opportunity. And it can be, sometimes you have to have tough conversations, but I think that's something that is important to do, and great teams have to have that. So
Definitely.
I'm proud
So
of
then So then let's think back to that recruiting process. I'm not terribly familiar with how it goes for international students, but you come from the whole other side of the planet. You go to New England in the United States of America. Before you answer, had you been to America before you came to Quinnipiac?
Yeah, I had. My dad coached some high school basketball teams in Australia, and they had a connection with a coach over here and a family friend, and they ended up doing like a 5 or 6 game tour in December. So we toured like Buffalo, and we obviously went to New York, and then we did sort of like a vacation for the other 2 weeks of the trip, and
Sure.
in the West Coast. And so it was good to have my eyes open to sort of the high school level here and college basketball, and have that in the back of my mind growing up.
So then coming over, doing that recruiting process, you've been to America once before, or a couple times beforehand. Is there anything that you wish you known that you know today that you could have told yourself 4 years ago when you were going through that recruiting process?
Good question. I think what I wish I would have known more is that just that you have, like, the team is the most important thing. And obviously I've always been a team first guy, but I think, like I said at the beginning of my career, it was mainly about I'd do the work myself and try and get better. But something that it's a team sport we play, and you need everyone on board if you want to have a lot of success, and you have to bring guys along with you. And that's something that I'll definitely carry with me in the future. And whatever team I'm on next, I would want to set that culture early and help the team be as good as possible.
How long did it take before you could call Quinnipiac your home?
Honestly, it felt like home on my visit. My mum and I came here in April before coming here in July officially, and just the people I met from the players, the guys that were still around from the previous coaching staff, but more importantly, I spent a lot of time with the coaches, and just all the faculty I met on campus really felt genuine. And I think my mum and I had a good read on people and what's important to them, and I felt like they valued me as an individual most, and the communication lines were always open. They understood where I was coming from, and I knew I was going to have an opportunity to play here if I worked for it. And that's something that I really appreciated from Coach Dunleavy. I think maybe some coaches might tell you exactly what you want to hear, but he told me if I'm good enough and I put in the work, then I'll get the opportunity, and that's all you can really ask for. And it obviously, yeah, it's been home the last 4 years, and it's a place that I always cherish and hold really closely to me.
So I'll jump ahead a little bit. So I'll ask you about your immediate future in a few minutes here, but ultimate goal, do you think that you could have an opportunity to play professionally in the States, or are you thinking about going back to Australia, European basketball, or are you thinking about after you're done with college that you're going to pursue your career that for what you went to college for?
No, I definitely want to play basketball for as long as I can. I think I put in a lot of work into this, and I still love the game, and I love doing it every single day, and just the process of getting better. I think I love this part of the year as much as the games, if not more, just the process of being able to improve and work on yourself. And going forward, I've always had goals of just playing at the highest level possible. First, it was my national team when I was growing up, and I eventually made that in under 19s, and then it was to play college basketball. Unfortunately, I was lucky enough to do it at the Division 1 level, and I was really motivated to prove to myself that I could play at this level, and everyone that believed in me. And I'm grateful I've had the opportunity to do that. And going forward, I'd love to play professionally. I think it would be awesome to play in the NBL back home, or anywhere overseas, and just at the highest level possible to compete and keep getting better. And I can see myself playing for a long time if things go well and I get opportunities and still have that love in my body. Can keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the biggest thing that changed about your game coming over from Australia to now playing 4 years in college?
I think the biggest thing that probably stands out to everyone is just my 3-point shooting. I think growing up, I didn't shoot a lot of 3-point shots. I probably always had good technique, but I wasn't very consistent in terms of converting them. And something I was always working on was probably a weakness of my game. And I knew to play at this level, especially with the size and the length and the athleticism, that's probably an area that I really needed to improve on coming in. I knew that to be a threat offensively, I'd have to be a consistent 3-point shooter. And that's something my national team coach emphasized, and Coach Dunleavy really agreed coming in, that to have the opportunity to play, I'd be able to knock down the 3-point shot, and spent a lot of time working on that, like thousands of shots, and something I'm really proud of, because you can sort of see the growth over time, and you feel it when you're out there playing. And so I'm definitely proud to have added that to my game. But I think another part is the way I move and just my strength and athleticism. I think I'm never going to be the quickest or the most athletic in the room, but from where I was at and where I am now, being able to hold my own and improve defensively and be a part of a strong defensive lineup here at Quinnipiac is something that I'm really proud of. And just learning that being a part of a team defense is something that I've probably grown the most.
Absolutely. So coming into Quinnipiac, you probably had some team goals. Clearly, you said you're a team first guy. Did you have any of these individual goals coming into Quinnipiac?
Yeah, definitely. The thing that was driving me was to win a MAC championship. I know the team had won a championship or been to the NCAA tournament. And I think that's what would drive me every day. I think about that. You think about the people that believe in you, and the coaches have given me a really great opportunity, and you kind of want to repay that to them, giving them the ultimate team success. I think I guess you see the 1,000 points up there, and you think that would be something nice to achieve, but individual accolades just doesn't drive me. And obviously I've achieved these, and these things are really nice, but it still burns inside of me that I didn't have the ultimate team success this season and in previous seasons. And that's something that I'm going to carry forth with me going forward, and try and be known as a winner.
Okay. So then I'll ask the tough question. In 1 year from now, if I Google Jacob Rigoni, what do you want to pop up?
I think just obviously a lot of Quinnipiac basketball highlights and information, and that I've had a really successful career here. And I'm not really sure what else. Hopefully I'm playing somewhere else, and I have a good professional career lined up. But if that's not the case, I'm gonna keep working until the wheels fall off and get the most out of myself and really just see how far I can take it. I know I want to play the game as long as I can because I love being a part of a team and I love this sport. So yeah, a year from now, hopefully I'm still involved in basketball in some way. And after my playing career, I hope to hopefully be able to work in the area as well.
Okay. And then I don't want to push the boundaries, but if not Quinnipiac, you know, where do you see yourself playing in a year from now?
I mean, I would love to go home and be able to play in front of my family and friends again. And the best league back home is the NBL, and there's a lot of great players in there. And to get a contract in that league would be awesome for me. I think to go back to Australia and have really developed my game since the last time I lived there, I think I'd be excited to showcase myself and to be a part of a team with some Australian guys and guys that I've watched growing up, and then other kids my age that I've played against would be pretty awesome.
And then just a couple more here. Your college career experienced so many different avenues, and I'm not even talking on the basketball court. I mean, you come in and there's the crisis back home with the wildfires. You and the team started the foundation that helped raise money for that. Then you go through the global pandemic, and then of course the social justice movements that the sport of basketball really seems to have taken a leadership role in. Do you see yourself as somebody who could be a leader, not just in the Quinnipiac community, but in the basketball community, continuing to push for the betterment of the country, the world as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I really take pride in beyond the basketball court. I think once my time's here is done, I would love for people to say that I was a great person and had a really positive impact on their life and someone that was always there for people when they needed them. And there's obviously a lot of tragedy and suffering in the world, but I think my time here and a lot of the different ups and downs have really taught me the importance of attitude, as our program's based on that. The way you respond to setbacks, we can't control everything, but we can definitely control how we respond. And in past, I might have been a more negative when faced adversity, but I think now that I try and find a way to look at the positive outcomes and do what I can to make the best of it. And another thing is just the importance of mental health every day. I think I've definitely had my own issues since being here, and maybe being away from home impacts that. But and all these different events weigh on everyone, no matter what culture or environment you're from. And I think it's important to look after yourself and really lean on the people around you and get the help you need, because that's something that I really value with my time here. I've had great people and a great counselor in Kerry Patton. She's been really good at teaching me more about myself and what's important in life. And I think I have a great perspective. And I think one of the reasons I played my best basketball this year was because I was in a good place off the court. And I think when you have good people around you, you can do your best in whatever you want to do.
Sure. All right. Couple of cool rapid fire questions just so people can get to know Jacob Rigoni.
Yeah.
Go to 2K team.
The OKC Thunder from 2012.
What was that? Was that Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook?
And Westbrook. I'm pretty good with Durant. I'm not a big game.
Hey,
I'm good with him.
That team had James Harden too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Did that team go to the finals?
Yeah.
They played the Heat. Go to sandwich order at the Rat.
At the Rat. Oh, we used to love Mondo. I used to get the grilled chicken, some lettuce, carrot, cucumber, maybe a little bit of light mayo back in my freshman days, and some pickles, I think. Pickles
and mayo? That doesn't sound like
I probably was
combo.
With a wheat wrap.
Oh my goodness. If you could put yourself in a basketball moment, any basketball moment in history, what would it be?
I think it would be going back and watching my dad play. Some of he won a national championship like I did back before I came here, the year before I came to college. And I think it'd be awesome to watch him play. Obviously, he had coached me growing up just as a dad, and he'd been a big influence on how I fell in love with the game, and it'd be fun to watch him play live and see all that. He talks about how good he was, and it'd be good to see it in person.
Favorite Quinnipiac basketball memory so far?
Yeah, I see what you did there, Jack. Nice.
I don't want to assume. I think
it would be just this year really stands out to me, the friendships I built this year and the respect I had from the team, and that's something that I'm just really proud of. And in the games we fought through adversity. We had a lot of setbacks with COVID and just being a young team and new team, and I think the way we responded this year to different challenges is something that I really enjoyed.
I don't know if you're on TikTok, but like favorite TikTok dance?
No, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not very good at them.
I asked all your teammates, or asked a few of your teammates this last year in an interview. A couple of them said that you were a potential candidate for The Bachelor. Would you like to nominate any of your teammates for that show?
I think Savion Lewis. Well, Savion and Taimu. He's really worked on his body this off season, and he's looking great in the locker room. And Taimu, he's a charming man for sure.
That's awesome. Well, now I have to go and I have to ask them all those questions. But anything else about yourself that you just kind of would like to share with the people?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah, no, just a big thank you to everyone that supported me in my time here. There's been a lot of people from different fields and relationships that you go through in college, meeting lots of different people, and they've all had an impact on me in one way or another, and I feel really lucky to have met the people here.
Definitely. Well, Jake, I can't thank you enough for sitting down. If you come back, you're always welcomed. Definitely, selfishly, it would help my career because I would get to write about you, and you are someone who I have, of course, been following since I've been a freshman.